Hello, and welcome to 561 Oak Hour.
Take it by the scenes, it's what we're doing. Come and check it out, it's what we're all about. 561 Music!
Welcome to 561 Music. My name's Ben, and it's just me today. There's no Hector. He will be back, I promise you. He has told me, he's given me very good reason to suspect that he will be back. But we're all going off to North Florida on the weekend, and we just got an unbelievable amount of stuff to sort out. Like we're doing all these chalk paintings and stuff, and so sure he's running around like a maniac trying to sort all that out, because he's like, Hector's the dad of all that, if I'm honest. If it wasn't for Hector, then none of that stuff would happen. So I'm sure he's not gadding around and having fun. I'm sure he's hard at work. But anyways, we have Jake Cole with us today. How's it going?
It's going good. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Let me say that again. Jacob Cole.
Jacob Cole.
There we go. That was better.
You've got it.
I kind of stuttered on the Jacob.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
So tell me, what's your story regarding music? When did you decide that you were going to try and make music?
Yeah. The first inkling that I wanted to be an artist or a singer or anything musically, I was probably like 8 years old. That was kind of just, I don't know. I feel like it's in my blood.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Just a deep love of music since I was very young.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I remember when I was about 8, I used to draw. This is actually quite funny because I'm doing an animation right now that has like cat and dog figures. But I used to draw pictures of like bands that were cats. And like, I always used to think I was going to be in a band. I just always used to just draw bands. And I was like obsessed with the idea of bands when I was like the same age, you know. It was always just something that I assumed I would do. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so, you drew pictures of cat bands.
Yeah.
Okay. So like instead of mute math, call it meow math.
Exactly. I think
That's
I
awesome.
must be some kind of closet furry or something like that. I don't know.
That's awesome. No, I got 2 cats myself. Big fan of cats.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, cool. So, all right, it's been a lifelong thing. Well, when did you first start playing an instrument?
Yeah, I think like 14, 15. So a little bit late in the game compared to other artists, I think. I picked up a little ukulele that my mom got me for Christmas.
Nice. That's a great place to start.
And my brother was a big musician as well growing up. He played bass, and then he got really great bassist. And then he got a drum set for our house, and I'd kind of banged around before I even really knew anything about music, just trying it out. And I would sneak into his room and try to play his guitar and his bass. I didn't know anything, but I was like, I wanna do this. And I don't have any formal music training, just YouTube and a whole lot of time in my bedroom
Gotcha.
with an instrument in my hands.
Okay, so you've never had a music lesson.
No.
You know, a lot of people are that way, and I think that when you're making like pop and rock.
Yeah.
I think sometimes a little naivety goes a long way. It's like you can sort of over teach yourself music in a certain sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I think that if you keep going with it, you teach yourself through that and back into like a really cool place. But there's somewhere in the middle is this kind of wobbly bit where you know too much, like just enough to be dangerous, but like not enough to be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Of course.
yeah. So you got to kind of power through that.
No, I agree, actually. So I learned a lot of my showmanship and musical skills were honed by playing at church, actually. So
Okay.
I was a music director.
I would consider that equal, if not superior, to having music lessons.
Yeah, because it's a live, like you're playing live every week. Where else can you get that sort of experience?
Exactly. And you're surrounded by people who know about music too.
Exactly. But the reason why I bring that up is because, just like you said, you can almost know too much like music theory and head knowledge for your own good.
Yeah.
There was this guy that I used to play with who was a music major, and he would do these awesome, really jazzy notes like on the piano, but it just didn't it was like clashing with what everyone else was playing. It's like
Yeah.
he knew too much music theory for his own good.
I think
Almost.
sometimes, well, here's the thing. There's taste comes into it a lot.
Of course.
Because I feel like you could know that stuff and know not to play those notes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
for sure.
there's no accounting for taste in life. You either have it or you don't, I think.
Yeah, I agree. For sure.
Yeah, so that's cool. Do you still go to church?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
For sure. Definitely faith is a big part of music making.
Yeah.
I kind of make all my stuff out of that. And then I kind of had like a gospel sort of hip hop Forrest Frank style track that I just released 2 weeks ago,
Okay.
January 23rd. So definitely inspired, big Forrest Frank guy. He's kind of not necessarily pioneering, but he's making sort of Christian or faith based hip hop, R&B.
Yeah.
But not even that. I think he does a good job of not locking himself in a box.
Yeah.
And I try to do the same thing.
You
Right.
know, I've over the years. I've recorded a lot of faith-based artists, and
Yeah, for sure.
and one of my favorite ones was this African guy in Manchester, and he just had such bangers. And one of them was
Yeah.
just the Lord's Prayer, but it was like
Yeah.
it was over this Afrobeat thing. It was like, "Our Father, what's in heaven."
Yeah.
There's some jams, man. Some
No, Christian
some
music is
Christian
cool
jams
now.
out there.
It's cool now, which is awesome. But yeah, I don't lock myself in a box. You know, I might write a song that's faith based, like my recent release.
Yeah.
Or I might just write a song about what I'm going through, or something that just feels good. Sometimes I wake up and I have something in my head, or I have a vibe I want to go for. Let's try it out. Like the reggaeton song that I made.
Yeah.
I'd been wanting to do a song in Spanish and kind of blend those influences because, I'm a white guy, but I
Yeah.
speak
No.
Spanish. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a big surprise there. I let the cat out of the bag. No, like I said earlier, I'm about as white as the wall, but I speak Spanish fluently. And I fell in love with the music by listening to it. And
why do you speak Spanish fluently? You just wanted to learn it?
I think part of it is just I'm just a product of my environment.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Growing up and being born and raised very close proximity to Miami.
Yeah.
Lots of friends growing up, and lots of my close friends now are Latino.
Yeah.
A couple girls that I dated, like my past 3 girlfriends were Latina.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll definitely do
I bet
it.
you know quite a few curse words.
I do. That's the first thing you learn in any language.
Yeah, it's true.
But I think being a product of my environment and then just wanting to know what was going around and having a genuine interest. But one of the best ways to learn a language is listening to the music.
Absolutely. This is a little bit of an inappropriate thing to say, but there's
It's okay.
nothing hotter than when like a Latina says papi. you know it.
I know it all too well. Yeah. The first time a Latina called me papi, I was like, all right.
You know
Or
it.
even when they say papi chulo, they take it
Yeah,
a step
yeah.
further. I'm like, I can get used to this. So
Yeah.
if you look at my recent dating history, there's kind of a pattern there. It's kind of, I know what I like now.
Hey man, I get it.
But anyways, yeah, man. So if you're wanting to learn any language, you'll have a bunch of book and head knowledge if you study textbooks and online courses, but that doesn't teach you the lingo. How do people actually speak in everyday life?
Yeah.
Like what's the cultural expressions? What are idiomatic phrases? What are some slang terms? Like how do I actually understand? Like if I meet somebody out and about on the street and I want to talk to them, listen to the music.
Yeah.
And so I fell in love with reggaeton and bachata, and it's a true, genuine love through the language learning process of that music. And now those influences are kind of coming out in some of my recent projects. And I got one coming up that's going to be like a reggaeton mixture of Spanish and English, kind of a bridge of these two cultures. So it's a genuine thing.
It's really cool, and it's what I like about it is that like there's a lot of people you meet who are sort of like going down certain paths, like a lot of sort of like white guys like us like will go do like reggae or like things like that. But it's not that often that like a non-Spanish speaking white person decides to make like reggaeton, and I just find that fascinating, and I think it's really awesome and it's commendable. And and you're right, because down here in South Florida, why wouldn't you? Makes total sense.
Yeah, it's only been a positive and gotten me more opportunities and more respect from specifically Latinos. Love it.
Yeah,
I get the most respect from them.
Yeah,
because they see a person that's not part of their culture that took the time to actually learn the language. And we're in America. We speak English here, right? But I'm culturally sensitive enough to realize my surroundings and kind of meet them where they're at, and they really see that and appreciate it. So
yeah.
I
think
for sure.
I just think it's great, man.
Yeah.
It's, in South Florida, if you can speak Spanish fluently, it opens the place up.
Yeah.
There's so many people who speak
sure.
Spanish here.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think about that all the time, actually. I think about what I'm missing from not being able to speak Spanish.
A lot.
I know.
Now that, and I see how important it is now in this specific area. now I'll be like out and about and I'll overhear some people speaking in Spanish. And it used to just be like background noise, but now it's like I can understand what they're saying. Like I'm trying to pay attention, but when you can understand what they're going on, it's draws my attention elsewhere. But yeah, definitely, obviously, huge emphasis in Latino culture here.
Yeah.
Which
My
I love
wife's
it for
been
sure.
learning Spanish, actually. She spends a lot of time on the apps learning it,
Yeah, so my expression of these Latin influences is not just like, cultural appropriation or me trying to fit into trends. It's genuine. Like I genuinely listen to Spanish music in my free time. I like it. And it's what I'm into. I've been into it for a few years, like I said, through the language learning process. So it's something that this is music that I listen to and I like, so why not have a shot at making it?
I agree with that. And I think that the whole cultural appropriation thing, with me, it's like, the way I look at it is this. It's like, if you're coming at it with a pure heart, you love something and you want to do it, why would anyone stop you?
Of course.
No one who is also into that would tell you shouldn't do it. But if there's, it's just like anything. If there's any sort of like ulterior motive or malice involved, that's when there's a problem. You know what I mean? And it's like, but that's obvious because that's the same with everything in life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, I think if you take it any further than that, you really start to lose the point of what life is about. And one of the things that life is about is sharing each other's
bridging
experiences
gaps,
and bridging gaps. Exactly.
And that's, in my experiences, when I take a step back and see like who's the biggest objectors of cultural appropriation, it's almost always people that are not part of that culture. Yeah. And then the people that are part of that culture, like, no, like, we like this. You're representing us. Like, we appreciate it. Yeah. It can be sort of a kudos to a culture when you bring your own culture and mix it together and kind of make it your own. But go ahead.
Well, I'm a big reggae and ska fan, and like ska as in like the like 60s ska, like the old stuff, and with all the associated things like soca and mento and stuff. And I wrestled with that when I was younger. I wrestled with like, should I make it? But then one day I was just like, you know what? Just as long as I'm being myself and I'm not like putting on a ridiculous accent that isn't mine, and I'm, who cares?
Nobody.
Just get on with it,
Yeah, if it's what you like, you like. And also, we have to remind, nobody owns culture. Like, culture is human, and we're all humans. And that's a way to connect with people.
Yeah. I think that there's times when people can trivialize it. It's not that like all cultural appropriation doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I feel like wearing Native American headdresses, like in inappropriate situations and stuff like that's probably a little bit why you're doing it because you don't understand the importance and stuff.
For sure.
What I mean? But like something like just wanting to do reggaeton, I mean, fine.
Yeah, but also I'm a product of. I don't want to like myself a pat in the back or like say I earned it, but like I got a little more skin in the game. I speak Spanish and I've born and raised here.
100%, dude. It's super cool, and I wouldn't have even the thought that you would be worried that it might be perceived as cultural appropriation didn't even occur to me until you said it. It sounds great.
It hasn't really occurred to me either. I haven't really cared. I've just said, hey, I've been wanting to do a song in Spanish or Spanglish. Yeah. I started off doing pop R&B, and I still am doing that. But my most popular single, Made the Haste, it's at like 40,000 streams. So it was received really well. And I'll probably keep doing it. I think it's marketable. I think that, I'm not doing it because it's marketable, but I think there's a cool, I don't know if I'm necessarily pioneering, kind of like we said off camera a while ago, of white people or non-Latinos just trying to do reggaeton and embracing that culture. I think you said earlier, there's been a lot of like Latinos that have adjusted to American culture and do music in English. Think like Pitbull, Jennifer Lopez. Yeah. So why not the other way around and kind of do a tip of the hat back? But
I got to say, it's about time as well. It's about time because like you were saying, it shows respect for it, and there's a lot of people, so for the most part, in myself included, where you just sort of go around with your head in a bucket, not like seeing what's right next to you. And there's this beautiful, amazing, vibrant culture that's right next to us, and there's a language barrier there. And the more I think about it, the more I just know I've got to kick myself up the ass and learn Spanish. And I think also bridging cultures is big. I think that's a direction I want to take my music and focus. And so
doing a combination of English and Spanish.
Yeah.
I think is what I want to do. In my reggaeton style songs, still kind of, doing the genre justice, but also not losing who I am. Like I still am a white guy who grew up in a non-Spanish speaking house, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of merging my culture with that culture.
Well,
right?
you're not pretending to be anyone you're not.
No,
You can
for sure.
tell just by showing up. So it's fantastic. And the watchword of my entire music career has been like mixing genres together. We made an album called The Rough Guide to Genre Terrorism. It's like
Awesome.
It's always been my thing, so I thoroughly approve. Keep at it.
Of course, man. For sure.
So in terms of the way that your faith gets into your music, something that I wanted to say about that was like if you are Christian and have faith, it would be weird if you didn't write about it.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like because either that would mean you're embarrassed about it,
Or you're not genuine.
exactly. Yeah. So I think as if someone is Christian and has faith, it is a no-brainer to write about it. Really, I think it can get what's the word? Some stigma attached to it, but but
sure.
Again, it's like anything in that there's good stuff and bad stuff, and if it's coming from a place of from a pure heart and a place of like truth, then it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's who I am for sure. Being authentic to yourself, I think, is, that's where real creativity is bred. Being authentic to yourself and not trying to chase trends and be someone you're not. And then it just so happens that the stuff that I'm pursuing, Latino music, is more popular, and Christian music is more popular now. Like you saw Jelly Roll on the Grammys just a few nights ago.
Hey man, Christian music has never struggled.
Yeah, but it's cool now. It used to be corny and nobody wants to listen to it. Now it's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just so coincides with who I am, which is nice, right?
Yeah.
I'm benefiting from that, but it's also genuine, and my faith. I'm always writing, even if it's not a Christian song or not a gospel track. I'm always writing from that sort of worldview.
Sure.
And so I try to focus on promoting positive things. And when I went to school for audio production, part of my formal education in audio production was taking a step back, and we had this class that was in the media school.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the journalism majors, the actors, the some of the musicians, and then filmmakers. We had a class that was talking about the sort of weight that you have as a creator, someone who's going to put content out in the world.
Yeah.
Right? Making sure that you're being a net positive for humanity, and you're putting out a positive message.
When were you at college, by the way?
Say that again?
When was this?
Yeah, I just graduated Asbury University in May, past May.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm heartened that kind of message is still knocking around, because I was that's a wonderful thing to be taught.
For sure. Well, I think I'm kind of pessimistic now to today's education system. I would never want to send like my kid to a big major public university. I'm just not a big fan. Kind of anti-college. I know I'm a hypocrite. I just graduated, but I think Asbury University is, I think, definitely almost like an Oasis. It's still one of the really awesome colleges. It's in Kentucky, the middle of a backwater town in Wilmore.
Right.
But I met some really awesome people there. And yeah, there was a class that was just purely based off of being mindful of the media and content that you create and put out in the world, and always trying to be an advocate for the truth and things that are good and pure.
Yeah.
Whether that's Christian or not, it's a Christian school, but let's just be an advocate for things that are good, and be a net positive for the world, when there's so much of the music industry that I think is a net negative, just promoting all these destructive lifestyles, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think
for
that
sure.
I think that talking about those kind of things isn't necessarily bad, but
no, within itself, no. But it's from the viewpoint.
There's a lot, but there's a lot of music out there that the only messages that you can really glean from it are that they want to get rich, that they want to get really messed up, and that they want to have sex with lots of women.
Yeah.
And that's like everything.
For sure.
Now, all of those things aren't necessarily the worst things in the world.
No.
But apart from maybe the getting messed up thing, especially as someone who's in recovery.
For sure.
But it's what boring thing to write about.
Yeah.
There's
so much more to life. Like, there's so much more beautiful. There's the depth of human emotions, right?
Yeah.
There's so much more to life than that, and it's
Well, you know what though? There's plenty of music out there that isn't about that.
Yeah.
It's just for some reason that's what does well. I don't know why.
yeah, yeah,
Suppose it's our fault because we're the ones listening to it. But
yeah. It's like the age-old question: does art reflect culture, or does culture reflect art? Right?
yeah, totally. Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's definitely a point of emphasis in my music, because even if it's a love song, if it's a song that's just for fun to make you dance, I'm gonna try to make sure it's a net positive to society and the listener, and that I have something to offer to the listener, and my music improves their life, right?
Yeah.
And brings positive energy, not negative energy, into their life.
You know, I've got some songs that are rants and angry, and I've got some songs that are.
But even that's okay.
Yeah, I try to be honest, talk about my life experience.
Yeah.
Try to speak truth to power. And,
But I think that even negative life experiences, if they're genuine and you're coming at it from a good perspective, that's like I have a song about anxiety. That's a sad song where in the song I have lyrics about thinking of that I'd be better off dead rather than going through this anxiety, right? And so it's a very dark song, but it's genuinely what I was going through, and it's from the perspective of, like I said, someone who's been through it. But it's just a genuine, honest human emotion song, and it is let's call it a negative song, right? It's not a happy song, but it's genuine, and I've gotten a lot of feedback from people saying that's my favorite song because it's honest.
Yeah.
I've been through the same thing, and now I know that I'm not alone.
No, that's exactly right. And a lot of the songs like that I've written, people have said stuff like that to me as well. And that's, that's it. It doesn't all have to be happy clappy. It just has to be honest.
Honest and genuine.
Yeah.
For sure. And then, promoting a healthy lifestyle, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Totally. I'm definitely over the drinking and the drugging.
Yeah.
2019.
Definitely. I live a sober lifestyle myself. So try to promote that through my music. Definitely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wicked. So, have you ever not lived a sober lifestyle?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, I haven't dealt with addiction or anything like that. I know a lot of people have. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, then more power to you for kind of like
sober lifestyle.
for going that route, because I have to say, mate, the last 6 years of my life have been. It's like I've got to make up for lost time. I do so much more now,
Of course.
And I really wish that I figured that out earlier. So respect.
Yeah, I recently I guess mentally, I quietly said to myself, I just don't think I'm going to drink anymore.
Yeah.
Just because I don't really like it.
Yeah.
And
that's like one of my friends is the exact same way. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, not that there's I know I'm a Christian. I don't think anything's morally wrong with having a drink. Like, I'm fine with that. I've had not plenty of drinks, but I've drank before. I'm not a goody two shoes. I've been blackout drunk before.
Okay,
I've experienced it. I've thrown up. It sucks.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with it. But I just see the people that I really look up to and really want to emulate. And a lot of them live sober lifestyles. And not only that, your health will improve, right?
Sure.
You'll be more productive. And then another benefit is the times that I have created from non-sober places, I think, oh, this is an awesome thing that I'm doing. And then you wake up the next day and you're like, this sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, your best thoughts are sobering thoughts.
There's some moments, that slight sort of like delirium that you get after having been awake for ages and drinking. There's some moments in my life that I would never take back, because you do things for better or worse that you wouldn't otherwise do. Like, you'll have that jam till 4 a.m, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that side of it is good, but
for sure,
it's just not.
Sure.
It's just not worth the other side of it.
No, it's not worth it.
It's like the amount that I do now in comparison to before is just staggering. It's staggering.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a different person. It's crazy.
Yeah. I like to think things of a holistic perspective. Like, my music, is it a net negative or a net positive, right?
Yeah.
And then same thing with alcohol and drugs, right? Has it been a net negative or a net positive for society? Definitely been a big net negative, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? You don't make the best decisions, right, when you're under the influence.
No, absolutely.
And this is barring, prescription medications. That's a whole different thing.
Sure,
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, just a big advocate for the sober lifestyle for people who want to live it, and encourage people to try it. But no shade to anyone who partakes.
Sure.
But I've just made that decision for myself recently.
Someone's got to drink, otherwise all of the venues that have to close down.
That's true, right? Yeah, for sure. And I might, I haven't said I'm never gonna drink ever in my entire life,
Yeah.
right? But I've decided I'm gonna live a sober lifestyle, and I'm not opposed to having, a drink, if it's appropriate, when the time comes. But it's not something that I really care about or
That's
I'm
cool,
really
man.
interested in.
So, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. When it comes to like recording, how are you going about that?
Yeah, so I studied audio production, so I have an audio production degree.
Nice.
So I produce my own stuff for the most part.
What are you using at home?
Oh yeah, so I just use just like this, an SM7B. It's classic.
Oh yeah.
There's been Grammy recorded albums. Just an SM7B.
Tell me
Right?
about it, dude.
It's a workhorse. It's
I use it
awesome.
all the time
Great
as well.
podcasting mic, great vocal mic.
Mhm.
So much versatility.
I put it on guitar amps.
Yeah, and quality.
You can use it for a kick if you want to. You can use it for anything.
It's a workhorse, man, and it's
Yeah.
great. It's all you really need.
Totally.
Yeah, so I got just a little at-home studio setup, nothing too crazy. I have my MacBook Pro.
Are you on Logic?
Yeah, I do Logic.
Okay, thank God for that.
Yeah,
I don't
it's-
trust people who don't use Logic.
It's way more. I learned like how to production on Pro Tools.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But I made the switch because I like owning something, just a one-time payment, way more economical.
Yeah, and
Right?
I don't know if you agree with me, but I think it's better. I've used Pro Tools a bunch too. I just think Logic might be a bit better. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm still more comfortable with Pro Tools, but I'm
Right.
learning Logic as we go. I think in my experiences, I think creating in Logic is easier, but I think editing in Pro Tools is my preference. I
Right.
think you can do more minute surgical details.
Yeah,
That's just my experience with them. right?
yeah. I think that the editing thing is definitely one of those. What have you spent the most time doing it in? Because
Yeah, that's true.
because it's such
That's
little
true.
micro movements and like
Yeah.
all the hotkeys and you know what I mean.
And I'm more familiar with the Pro Tools hotkeys, and
Yeah,
I've edited a lot more in that because that's what I learned from, and that's
yeah.
where I started my production. But yeah, I've used Logic, my MacBook Pro, SM7B. I have an Akai Mini MIDI, an Apollo Twin. That's my
Yeah.
audio interface.
Yeah, cool.
and
Nice one.
a little like cone vocal booth
Yeah,
that like
okay.
wraps around a microphone.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I'm a bedroom producer, man.
Perfect, man. You know what? Like you can go a long way with that setup. You
Yeah.
know, if you know what you're doing and you've got like a engineering degree, it's like, that's all you need.
Yeah,
Like if you want to do
for sure.
something, if you want to do something more,
Yeah.
well, firstly, if you haven't had any training in it, it's going to take you years to get there. But not to say you shouldn't start, but it's going to take you a minute. And secondly, if you want to record like, a bunch of stuff like a band or drums and stuff like that,
Yeah,
go
that's-
into like a decent
Yeah,
studio.
that's a
Or
different
if you want to
story,
do a
for sure.
smart sounding live recording or
Yeah, of course.
or be a bit more adventurous. But if you're recording a single, singer-songwriter type stuff,
Solo artist.
it's just, you can get it done at home.
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing. It's awesome. So much more economical as well, which is actually why I studied audio production, because I wanted to produce myself
Yeah.
and have full control over the creative process. And then I recently started producing for independent artists locally as well.
Nice.
So yeah, definitely, and it's a great money while I'm scaling my artistry. It's
Sure,
a great way to
yeah.
make money
Yeah, right.
for
Yeah.
sure. And I'd love to do both. Like I also like working with artists as well
It's a lot of
as a
fun.
producer.
We record out of here, and I love recording. It's one of my favorite things. to
Yeah,
do.
for sure.
It is my favorite thing to do outside of playing.
Yeah.
It goes playing, recording, then everything else.
Of course. Yeah, that's the way it should be.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where the magic happens.
Yeah. Exactly, man. So do you have any? Have you ever had any like guests? Do you ever have any other instrumentalists on your stuff?
No, not yet. It's just been
Is it all synths and beats, or is there like guitar? And
yeah. So actually, no. I will take back that last comment. My very first single that I dropped in September of 2024. It's called "Waiting for You." It's kind of like a traditional R&B style song with all real instruments.
Nice.
And I recorded that. So shout out to Barry Blair. He was my audio production professor, and he was actually in the band Audio Adrenaline. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Okay.
Yeah, big band in the late 90s and early 2000s. He's been a big musical mentor of mine.
Cool.
They won Grammys. And he was the first person like in the music industry to believe in me. I was one of his students, so he was, maybe a little bit biased. But he did a lot more than just teach me. He was a true mentor, and I came to his office and we'd have one-on-one meetings. I'd share songs, and I came in with this one song that I had written the night before. It was called "Waiting for You." It's my first single. A true genuine love song that I think was really pure, and it was about two of my friends that are married now. About them, and I sang it at their wedding, which was awesome. But I brought it to him,
Nice.
and he said, "This is a great song. This is one of the best songs anyone's brought me this year." And I was like, "Really?" And so he was the first person to really believe in me in the industry, and I've been learning a lot of times it just takes the right person to believe in you at the right time,
Yeah.
right? So to answer your question, he actually pulled a lot of the weight where he recorded it for free in the university studio,
Nice.
and he got session musicians to play bass, to
Sick.
play drums. I played guitar on the track, and then he played electric guitar on there. So to answer your question, yeah, my very first single is all live music,
Cool.
all live musicians, including myself and guitar, and then singing. And he produced it. So big shout out to him. He's an
Yeah,
awesome producer,
absolutely.
awesome professor, great dude. He charges $2,500 per song if you want to, produce a song produced by him. But he's like, "Nah, I got you, dude. Let's just do it. Let's turn it into like a class project." It
Sick.
came out awesome, and it was that first song was a great way to start off my career, and it means a lot to me because there's a lot more that went into it than just myself.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. So, but from there on out, it's been a lot of just MIDI and synths and a lot more modern production, you would say.
Yeah. Got
Right.
you. Yeah. That's awesome. I do a lot of recording at my house as well, but
Yeah.
561 Music, where we're sitting right now, this is where it's at.
Mhm.
If you ever want to come and sort of like mix it up and record something here, we would love to have you.
Yeah, definitely. There's no substitute for
Yeah.
a live performance.
Yeah, totally. So what's your live situation? Do you play live, and how do you play live when you
Yeah.
play live?
Yeah, so I most recently played live. I think it was January 22nd at Gigi's Music Cafe in Sunrise, and I played with a band. Nothing too crazy. Two guys that I've known for like 10 years. We used to play at church together.
Right.
Great musicians. They have, I think, musical performance degrees.
Nice.
Awesome guys. And he was just on the cajon, and he brought a little sand shaker and a wind chime.
Yeah.
And then my other friend was on the keyboard, and I was just playing guitar and singing. So that's what I'm doing live now. And then I've
Yeah.
also just done, solo. I'll bring my acoustic, or even, because the style of music when I do live, I do more of like, kind of like an R&B soulful version of a lot of my
Sure,
songs. And so I'll just do an electric guitar with a good bit of reverb.
Do you ever put beats down or anything like that?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Actually, I have once. I think my first live performance since putting out music was just me singing along to tracks.
Okay.
It wasn't the
gotcha.
most
Yeah.
ideal. I don't love that. But yeah, I'm not opposed to it. It's just if the setting is right,
Mhm.
but I always love playing with people.
Your
It's-
setup sounds like it could be good. Like it could be good if you just do like some kind of beatbox or hit the guitar, get a beat going,
Yeah.
and then just strum along with it.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
a looper situation.
Yeah, almost like how like Ed Sheeran does a lot of his live shows.
Yeah.
which
That's
is really
how
cool.
that's how I do it when I play solo. I use a looper.
Yeah.
And
No,
it's-
I'll have to try that out sometime.
yeah.
when I
Have you
play live.
ever tried one out?
I haven't.
You know what? You would love it.
Yeah.
You would love it.
No, I love to try that for sure. I'd love to. I don't know how feasible this is, but to like set up like a full band, like a drum set, and then lay down everything live.
Yeah.
Like play the bass, play the drums.
It's
and then
super
loop
cool.
it.
I've got very, very close to that before. I've never actually set up the whole kit, but God, I've wanted to. But yeah, like people do. I just, it's so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You just see them go around the thing and just lay each part down. The weird thing is though, the drums, it's really, unless you're playing somewhere massive, you're going to do the little bit of drums, and then you're going to hear the drums, and then all you're going to get after that is the recorded drums that are going to sound nothing like when you were playing the drum. You know what I mean? So it would be very difficult to like, you'd have to spend a lot of time,
Of course.
fixing
engineering
the
the sound.
You wouldn't be able to do it in the corner of a pub like that. you
Yeah.
know?
So maybe just hitting my guitar for now.
I was using a cajon for a bit. I was sitting on it actually, using it as a chair, and then also looping it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then I
One-man band.
also had like a little MIDI keyboard, and I was just doing beats
Yeah.
on the MIDI keyboard.
Do you do that with the Killbillies or just when you're solo?
That's when I have solo gigs, and I do about 1 or 2 a month of those. It's just really to. I think the reason I do it is just to remind myself, just check I still can. You know what I mean? I just want to
Yeah.
have enough of them ticking over where it's just kind of
Yeah.
keeping me to account, you know?
No, I experienced the same thing. Like sometimes I'll pick up my bass in my room, or I'll punch in some MIDI, and I'll like, you know, 'cause you're like playing the piano when you're doing MIDI. I'm like, I haven't done this in a while. Like, dang, have I lost it? And then I have to remind myself, no, I still got it. I'm still a
Yeah.
real musician. Not to say that you're not a real musician if you're just using MIDI, because there's still composition and you have to understand
Sure.
music, right? But I think definitely something there is something to that where something is lost a little bit. Not saying it's making the music any worse, but there's definitely something to be said to someone who can, you know, recreate their music live and play their own instruments. For
My
sure.
opinion on that is this: the mistakes that you make as a human being is the art.
Mm.
It's like perfection is just wallpaper. Trying to achieve perfection and failing is art.
Mm.
And so, like, I feel like, you know, if you make some mistakes, leave them in, unless they sound terrible. You know,
Yeah.
I just feel like it needs to be in there to give it a little bit of something. Otherwise,
Yeah.
everything gets so ironed out. You know.
Yeah. No, I've actually been recently kind of playing with that
Yeah.
idea for sure. Like a real world, really funny example. There's this R&B sort of style song that I'm working on that I might release later. And my cat was in my room at the same time, and I was
Yeah.
playing the beat and it was recording, and I put my cat up to the mic, and she meowed like 3 times, and then I put like a delay and like a reverb on it and like turned it into almost a vocal sample, and I'm like, you know what? It's kind of stupid, but I might actually keep that in the song.
That's super cool.
Which
Have you
is
ever
really
heard of
funny.
do you know a band called Blind Melon?
I don't.
They have a song called Soul One, and at the beginning it goes, listen, can you hear the cats? And then you hear the yowling in the background.
Yeah.
The cats have come up a lot today. Anyway, I think now is the time for us to listen to one of your songs. Which one should we listen to?
Yeah. Let's see. I'll let you decide. How about this? Because we've kind of talked about both. You want to do like the reggaeton, Me Dejaste, or more of like modern gospel, Forrest Frank style song?
I'm about the reggaeton. Let's go that route.
Okay, let's do Me
Which one would
Dejaste.
you prefer?
No, we can. I love both.
Okay, let's do it.
I mean, Feeling Great is my latest one, but Me Dejaste is my biggest track, and I think
I want
let's do
these
it.
guys to hear it. So.
No, let's do Me Dejaste.
Okay, nice one.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
we'll be right back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure, man.
Why did you leave me here again? Tell me you love me, play pretend. Gave you my love and now here's the truth. Can't take it back. Dime por qué me dejaste otra vez. Mi corazón está roto, si lo es. Baby, pensaba eres solo para mí. Si estaba pensando volver, ya me fui. That you were down to ride. Tell me that you love me looking in my eyes. Yeah, can I be for real though? I'm still in love y te necesito. Dancing underneath the sky. You were dressed in white y te amo, mami. And now I'm thinking that you don't want me. The way we felt that night, we were so alive. Yeah, dime por qué me dejaste otra vez. Mi corazón está roto, si lo es. Baby, pensaba eres solo para mí. Si estaba pensando volver, ya me fui. Dime por qué me dejaste otra vez. Mi corazón está roto.
Oasis Root Kava Bar is in Sea Grape Square on Indiantown Rd. And it is a kava bar. If you don't know anything about kava, it's a Polynesian root that you grind up and you mix with water. And it has been in Polynesia for potentially thousands of years. It's an old thing that they used for kind of ceremonial and also sort of leisure purposes. It's meant to be something where, that brings people together. You all take a shell of kava and chink them together and say bula and have it together like that. It's meant to be something to bring people together. It has a kind of an effect, which is, I guess, a kind of a slightly warming effect. It just kind of makes you feel nice. It's not particularly intoxicating. It's not like drinking alcohol. So the atmosphere in a kava bar is sort of like a cross between a regular bar and a coffee house. It's pretty chill in there. You get all sorts of different types of kava bars. Some of them are more like a club, there's sort of like blacklight and EDM playing. And some of them are more like a cafe. This is one of the cafe type of ones. It's super chill in there. If you're looking for somewhere to, I don't know, maybe go and do some work on your laptop or go and have a chat with friends, it's perfect for that kind of thing. There's a foosball table in there if that's your jam, or baby foot as they call it in France. Yeah, Jim, the owner, is a really cool guy and he has very kindly sponsored our podcast. So thank you very much for that, Jim. They also do a poker night in there. All sorts of things going on at Oasis Root.
Welcome to 561 Music. We have some very exciting news. You may have noticed that the podcast is being hosted from a different place. That place is the 561 Music School and Studio. Justin Hucker has changed the name of his school from Live Music Community to 561 Music School and Studio. We have joined forces and now everything has the same name. The podcast, the festival, and the school are now all under the umbrella of 561 Music. If you've been listening to the podcast for a long time, you will know that every week in this spot, we used to do an ad for Live Music Community. Now, Live Music Community has become 561 Music. We are still on North Lake Boulevard, but we have moved to 524 North Lake Boulevard, Suite A, North Palm Beach, Florida. It is east from the old location, and boy, oh boy, is it an upgrade. We now have a studio that is far bigger and more advanced. Bigger lesson rooms and 3 big spaces for recording bands and practicing. We now offer more opportunities for recording your band and provide more practice space to hone your skills. The heart of 561 Music School and Studio is still tuition. We train both young people and adults one-on-one and also in groups to be real bands, teaching you how to play your instrument not only by yourself but with others as well. We help you learn to write and record a song, how to brand and market your band, how to design and produce merchandise, how to get shows, how to act at shows, how to perform, how to organize tours, how to reach out to labels, the ins and outs of protecting your intellectual property, and much more. 561 Music is a one-stop shop for all your music and performance-related needs. We are also set up to help you record music videos, how to manage social media, how to create content for social media, and everything that is required of a person trying to break into the music industry in 2025. Come by the studio at 524 North Lake Boulevard in North Palm Beach and check out the new digs. We are online at 561musicstudio.com. Fill out the form online and come for your free first trial lesson. We are open daily by appointment or just walk up and say hi. We're here most days of the week from 3 p.m. for walk-in inquiries. Come by. It's just so awesome, this new spot, and we're all incredibly excited to be here.
Okay, so we were just listening to an ad for 561 Music, and one of the questions that I occasionally I forget, almost always ask at this point is, do you have any advice for upcoming musicians?
Yes. My biggest piece of advice, and this is crucial, is don't let the fear of failure stop you from starting.
Yeah.
And that's a lived experience.
You know what? I know people in my life who are paralyzed by that.
I was for a long time.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I've wanted to do music since I was 8. I didn't put out my first song till I was 23.
Yeah. Well, you beat it, so congratulations.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's great advice, just get it done. Like, I think people, you know what I find too, is there's often people who are very judgmental of others because they're just judgmental in general on themselves and others, and they're worried if they came out with something bad, all the horrible things they were saying about other people would make them look worse,
And if you put something out that's garbage, nobody's going to remember it.
No one
Because it's bad. So no one's going to hold on to it. right? And
It's a big life lesson for
of
me is
course.
that no one cares about you, really.
yeah. And then also, something that I've heard that I've taken to heart is if you're starting a business or you're an artist or you're making a recipe, you're trying to cook, the first iteration of your creation, if you're not embarrassed by it, then you probably started too late.
Yeah, that's true. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
For
smart.
sure. And then also, when I first started writing songs, they were horrible. They were so bad.
Yeah,
And
I've got some real mingers too.
yeah, I still write some bad songs, but I think I'm good enough to where I know where to stop. I know when the ship is sinking and just like, I need to finish a song. It's bad. Let me move on to something that's actually better. But you need to get a lot of the good stuff out of the way so you can get to the real bangers.
What happens with me is I'll like get into a really creative little pocket. I'll write 3 or 4 songs.
Yeah.
Which then I realize a week later are all the same song. I just have to pick the best one of those,
Mhm.
That happens to me all the time.
For sure. But yeah, definitely start. If you have a passion,
Yeah.
it's going to be bad when you first start, right? Michael Jordan wasn't Michael Jordan day one. He got cut from his high school basketball team,
Yeah.
right? Just keep going. You're going to get better and you'll figure it out along the way.
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely. It's great advice. I love
Yeah.
that.
In my short time, I've gotten way better. And I still have a lot of room to grow, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, man. I just love all the positivity coming out of you. It's fantastic.
I appreciate it, man.
The next thing is Medehastic. Could you tell us a little bit about that song?
Yeah. So I wish I had like a super deep story behind it, but there's not. So Me Dejaste just means you left me. It's kind of like a breakup song, sad lyrics, but really upbeat. I kind of just wanted to, like I said, I'm a product of my environment, and I listened to reggaeton, and
Yeah.
I had known I had wanted to do a song in Spanish for a while. And then I woke up one day and I was like, let's do it. Today's the day. And I kind of put out a song called Around the World that's kind of pulls those influences, but it was still in English. And so I wanted to do a song that at least the chorus was in Spanish and the title was in Spanish. And so, yeah, I woke up one day. I think I wrote the Spanish portion of the chorus. I think I wrote it in like 30 minutes at the kitchen counter.
Nice. Could you translate the lyrics of the chorus to me real quick?
So it goes, Dime por qué me dejaste otra vez. Tell me why you left me again. Mi corazón está roto, si lo es.
My heart is broken.
My heart is broken, yes it is.
Yeah.
Pensaba que era solo para mí, I thought you were only for me. Si estás pensando volver, ya me fui. If you're thinking about coming back, I'm already gone.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it's nothing too profound, but
yeah.
I like it.
Absolutely. Me too. It's good stuff. And then, do you have any reggaeton artists who are specific influences on you?
I mean, I don't want to be basic and say Bad Bunny, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't.
He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny. I really like Prince Royce and like Aventura, Romeo Santos, bachata. I have a love for that. I don't see myself doing that style of music, but yeah, Bad Bunny's a big influence. Latin Mafia, they're a great group.
Sean Paul does a lot of reggaeton, even though it's dancehall, it's kind of reggaeton.
But dancehall is a big influence of reggaeton. That kind of came before.
So I really got into reggaeton because through Sean Paul because I was a big dancehall fan, and and that stopped me from thinking that all reggaeton was bad. I was like, oh, but I like that, and then now I've started to kind of it's opened the door for me.
For sure, definitely. And then there's some reggaeton that I'm not a big fan of. But at the end of the day, I've kind of just stopped looking at genres and like if I like the song, I like the song. I don't really care. Like I'll listen to polka music if I think it's a vibe.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
Absolutely. No, and that's I think in this day and age, that kind of musical tribalism, it's just really a bit of a thing of the past.
Yeah.
And just the way that music's delivered to us now, and you can get anything at the touch of a button. It's like it's just genre seems petty these days,
And that's I had a conversation with a friend, I think, a while back, is like every decade has its distinct sound musically. But that's kind of like not a thing anymore. It's like what is the distinct sound of the 2020s going to be?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't know. Like I don't know what it's going to be.
No, there's just it's like there's like a million small pockets of good music that are all different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's cool though. Like if you're into something, you can find it.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. I think because music creation is so much more accessible. Like For example, me, I'm a bedroom producer and artist, and you can do that. And music has gotten so much better in the sense of, because there's so much more people creating it, that guy who's got some really great talent that you would have never heard from can put his stuff out.
Yeah.
And so I don't know necessarily if popular music has gotten better, but there's some deep cuts that I can find, and there's so much stuff to discover that's really great.
Yeah,
which
I think
I'm a big fan
there's a
of.
general kind of like ironing out of and kind of sort of over perfecting of music happening.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And music definitely is getting more and more similar.
Yeah.
But the thing is, not all music. There's plenty of music. That's the thing,
Exactly.
because there's
That's what
so
I'm
much
saying.
music out there.
I'm not even saying popular music, right? Because whatever, popular music is okay. But I'm saying music has gotten better from the perspective of, because now if you like a very niche genre, there's a plethora of people doing it, and you can find some really talented people that are underground, but they have an outlet now.
Yeah.
Because music production is so accessible to just the common folk now,
Totally.
which is awesome, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. 100%.
And so that's when I say music has gotten better, because there's so many talented people, and now we get to hear from all of them, which is awesome. So I'm not even saying popular music. I'm talking about the deep dives, those artists that we hold close to our chest, that is like just for us and that we're really into. And they might be an unknown artist, but you really like it's your jam. Yeah. And now you get to listen to them, which is awesome.
That happens a lot with people I teach. Is they're like, you know, they will have heard something on a random like playlist, and now they're their favorite artist, but like no one else has heard of them. You know? It happens all the time.
Of course.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's awesome. All right. So, what have you got? Have you got anything in the pipeline? Have you got anything coming up?
Yeah. I got a show at Gigi's Music Cafe coming up February 20th. I'd love to see you guys there. It's local. It's in Sunrise. Great spot. Shout out to Miss Gigi. She's an awesome person. Love you, Gigi, if you're watching this. And then, listen to my latest single. It's a bop, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good song. It's called Feeling Great. Came out January 23rd. And then I got a remix of a song coming out in a couple weeks for my song Ocean Drive. But yeah, I'd love to see you guys live. Come see me in person.
Absolutely. You seem like a very sort of like focused, driven, positive young man. Very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And keep it up, dude.
I appreciate it, man.
Just keep up the good work. Keep making music. Don't let the bastards grind you down.
I will not let the bastards grind me down, for sure.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And so Killbillies is going to be up in Orlando. And then Pacahoochee. I can never remember how to pronounce that place, but I'll put it in the show notes or right here. Boop. That's where we're playing on Sunday. So if you want to, even North Florida, and you want to come see Killbillies this weekend, now's your chance. That's basically it from us.
Okay.
Thanks for coming. You got anything else you want to shout out before we get out of here?
I guess shout out Barry Blair for being a great musical mentor. That's my guy. Barry, if you're watching this, I'll probably send this to you. Thank you. You're the one who believed in me, first. And so if it wasn't without you, there's a good chance I'm not doing this. I love you, Mom. Love you, Dad. Thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah. It's my pleasure, buddy. All right.
Yeah,
nice one. Let's get out of here.
Let's do it.
Peace.
See ya.
Take it by the scenes, it's what we're doing. Come and check it out, it's what we're all about.